time to vlog because actually no, I feel like I should have enough time, but I'm getting ready to go to another concert. I really don't know what it is with me and concerts this year. I literally never used to go to concerts like at all, and then I don't know, maybe it's because finally living independently and like having control over a credit card without my parents like knowing right away. It's just made it a lot easier to make rash decisions in the moment, which honestly I don't regret because it's brought me to some literally amazing experiences, and I'm sure this one will be just as great as all the other ones, so I'm thoroughly excited. But I'm going to go see a French rapper that I love. If you live in Europe or have any knowledge of French rappers, you most likely know this guy. But yeah, I first discovered him when I was, I'd say like 13, 14 or something. It was like a friend of mine at the time that showed me his music, and I was like obsessed like instantly. And then he announced like tour dates and stuff, and I really wanted to go to a store obviously because I was obsessed with this album, but I wasn't living in Europe, so I couldn't just like get a plane and just come to Paris whenever his concert was gonna be, so I didn't end up going. But I was like, next time he goes on tour, like I'm definitely buying tickets. But then he went on a hiatus for like 3 years, I think, didn't release any music, like his whole Instagram was wiped, so I was like, well, I missed my fucking chance. Like he's never coming back, like he's just done with music. But he did come back with another album that I actually really did like also, so this time I tried my best to not like miss any seat openings. Okay, this is very blush. Ooh, this does not look good. Let me just focus on my makeup for 5 minutes. Yeah, I tried to be quick, but I wasn't quick enough, so the only seats that were left were pit seats. Well, we're not even gonna be sitting down, so they're just like spots, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going with my best friend and we both got pit tickets. I'm gonna be in the pit, you know, and I'm scared of the pit. I've never been in like a really big arena, so I am a little bit stressed out of just like being constrained with so many people. And also this is like rap music, so people really go hard. I think they'll want to like jump and, you know, be really crazy, and when it's that much people, there's obviously some risks of, you know, bad things potentially happening, like dangerous situations. But I'm trying not to think about that too much because it will actually give me anxiety like really bad. At least thank God I'm going with a friend, because if not, like I would feel so unsafe. Okay, I'm done getting ready. I did slick back ponytail and then my sister braided it. And it's the first time I've done this hairstyle and I feel really good about it, so.
Une petite campagne, oh, je te demanderai même pas de raison. Je vais juste en face comme si t'en étais pas de la maison. Y'a que c'est ton désir. Une petite campagne. Ça va se passer sur celui-là, là. Hey. C'est ça. Rien du tout, non? Le temps tourne encore. Il le ressent. Je le garde prisonnier chez moi. Les prochains mois seront moches, on va les passer ensemble. Ah, je suis trop malheureux sans. Tout c'est un décrescendo. Ma terre s'arrêtera bientôt. Et c'est la faute de quelqu'un d'autre.
It's Sunday now. I just got ready because I'm going to a museum exhibit with my friend Meg. We're going to the Louis Vuitton Foundation, which we literally always go to together. It's our third time and we're gonna be seeing the Mark Rothko exhibit, so I'm very excited. Obviously these are like very, very famous paintings, so I'm excited to like learn more about them. I did study them a tiny bit in the beginning of last year in my art culture class, but I honestly don't remember that much from it. I think we just mentioned his name because we were talking about colors and like color association, so I'm excited to learn more about it. I'm also very excited to see my friend. I honestly haven't been doing much on the weekends. Like usually I'll just stay in and work. For some reason school has been been kicking my ass lately. I've honestly had such a busy week. I've wanted to vlog a little bit, but I just never find the time. But yeah, the concert that I went to with my friend was on Tuesday and it was amazing. We absolutely loved it. We had so much fun, and we actually ended up being like super close to the stage, even though we didn't even arrive that early before the concert, so that was really lucky. And yeah, I've just been I don't know if it's just me. I talked about this with my friend and I was like, don't you get like post-concert depression where you're just like so sad that it went by so fast and like, you know, you'll never get to experience that again, so you just like feel extremely sad? And she was like, no, I just feel so happy that we did it. And I was like, oh, never mind, it's just me. But I cannot listen to the songs for another like couple weeks because every time I listen to them I just think about how sad it is that like the concert is over and that, you know, it was only one night and went by so fast. And also we'd been waiting to go to this concert for like a year, so I feel like that's what makes it even more crazy that it went by so fast. I thought it was like really worth it that we were there and experiencing that together. It was so much fun. Just got back from the expo. There were like a bunch of quotes written on the walls of things he said and like how he would explain his work, and I feel like that really like added to the exhibit because it kind of makes you realize like the way he thought about his work, because obviously it's like super abstract and a lot of people like don't really get that or like the use of it. And he also started by painting like realistic paintings, so it's like why switch? But he said that painting real human beings was like mutilating them, which is like very, I feel like it's controversial take. My camera died, so I'm on my phone. I was saying that his realist paintings weren't as good as the abstract ones. Like I feel like he really got a sense of light composition and color in his abstract paintings way more than he did in his realist paintings. So yeah, it was also interesting to see like the evolution of his work. That was really cool. I don't know, I love it. I really do love it. Okay, it's the next day. I'm kind of in a hurry because I need to go into, I was gonna say into the city. I don't know why I want to say that. Yeah, I need to go to the printer shop because I need to print one of my projects for school that I'm like handing in this week. And I'm also going to be meeting up with my friend Betsis. I think he was in the last vlog. We just saw like a tiny bit of him. So yeah, I'm gonna be meeting him there, and then I think we're gonna have lunch and just like stroll around and hang out. Also, I'm a little bit stressed out. I don't know why, but every time I go to this printer shop, even though I feel like my project is done and it's like perfect, there always seems to be like some kind of like technical problem. So I usually bring my computer in case I need to like do any edits to the actual document. Yeah, I'll be leaving in a bit. I'll try to show my project when I come home because I've been working on this for like 3 weeks and I'm actually really proud of what I did. So hopefully it all like prints out right and I don't mess it up. And yeah, I'm excited to show you, and I'm excited to hang out with my bestie. So see you.
De face, je ressemble à Brad.
De face, je suis aussi beau pour Brad Pitt.
C'est vrai, c'est vrai. Tu filmes? Oui.
C'est une vanne.
Okay, we're back. I showered. There's always a problem with these projects. There's always something I miss or don't think about, but it's fine. I managed to kind of make it look somewhat okay. This event in Paris is called Nuit Blanche, where basically they call on like different artists to put on exhibits around the city. You're gonna be able to see all of the art and learn about a bunch of new contemporary artists for free. And so we had to do kind of like the promotional like visual side of that. So we had to do like a couple of posters and then with little programs, and then we also had to do like a little teaser, kind of like an ad, and then we had to do some goodies, and I think that's it. So I printed the posters and the little program. The posters came out great. They were exactly what I wanted. I took some images of the art that was present last year and I cut it into little cubes, and then I just like shuffled it around so it looks kind of like a puzzle that you have to like realign, and then I played with like the lettering and everything. So this is one of the posters. looks like this. So we have the date and then the website and the city like logo and stuff. I did 3 posters. I didn't really have to do that. I just did it because I don't know, I wanted to. This is the second one, and then this one's really cool. This is the third one. So it's like all jumbled up. So this came out great. No problems with this. And then the program, I kind of fucked up the way I planned the pages. So I had to do this really weird hand sewn booklet. I mean, the booklet was like the plan, but I wanted to use a stapler to put all the pages together, but the pages were not in the right order. So I had to hand sew it because if not, it just would not have worked. So this is what it looks like, and then you open up and you basically have the information of every single art piece. There's 4 of these. They're like zoomed in quarters of the background of one of the posters, the pink one. And so the game is that they can like tear it out, and then at the end it shows you how to like put them together and to make a poster out of it. Back is just the website and then some more information. Yeah, another thing I fucked up. I don't even know, can you tell? Oh yeah, I used 2 different types of purple. I don't even know why. Some things look different on the computer than they do in real life, and it's very frustrating sometimes. Anyways, I'm still proud of this. Oh, and the back is the Paris map with each of the locations of the artwork. I still hope I'll get a good grade. I know I fucked this up. I know why I fucked it up, but in the moment I wasn't thinking straight when I was planning the pages. Anyways, that's my project. It's Tuesday, so my school week is officially starting. I decided that I wanted to wear a cute outfit today. Yesterday, I washed my hair and it dried super nice, which is really curly. This is like what my natural hair looks like, but I do need to like wash and dry it a certain way for it to actually curl nicely, because if not, it just looks super frizzy. So the fact that it worked out randomly yesterday, I was like, I need to take advantage of this. This is the new sweater I got yesterday from Uniqlo. It's so cute. Today, I just have 2 classes. One is a general culture class, and then my second class is one of like my design classes. So we are doing a group project and we're creating a tea brand that is supposed to like replace coffee for coffee lovers. So yeah, I worked on that this weekend. I have 3 like logo and idea propositions, and then the other 2 people in my group also have 3. I think today we're choosing one of them and then actually creating the whole brand. So exciting. Honestly, this is one of my least favorite design classes because I always feel kind of disconnected from the projects that this teacher like gives us, which is weird because the other 2 classes I feel like I connect with really well, but just for some reason I feel like this professor and like the project they just don't mesh with me. But it's fine. I still managed to do my work, so I'm proud of myself. Anyways, last Monday I went to IKEA because I wanted to buy a little like wooden box to put my stuff in like as a nightstand, and I ended up finding a super cute little rug, so I'm gonna show you. So this is what my bedside looks like. I have my cute new little rug. It's tiny, but and then this is like my little bedside tray. It's obviously super messy because I also decided to put in like my makeup stuff so that I could do my makeup in the morning. I have a bunch of like fucking rubbish, honestly. I should have known. I should have known I wouldn't keep this tidy. But really cute, super useful. Okay, I'm about to leave. I just want to show my full outfit. I decided to put my bow in, which is a bit of a risk because I've never worn my bow to school. And not that I care what people think, but I'm curious to know what they'll think. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like the cutest outfit I've ever worn in like ever. Or like at least the cutest winter outfit I've ever worn in like ever. I'm obsessed with everything about it. I'll see you. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go to school today actually, because yesterday I got hit with literally the worst headache of my life. I'm actually pretty sure I was having like a migraine or something, and it's even weirder because this has been happening for like the past 2-3 days. So it's not just like, oh, I don't know, I didn't drink enough water and so my head hurts. This is like, what the fuck have I been doing for 3 days that is making me feel like so horrible? So it was a really hard day. Even though I wore a really cute outfit, I had a really hard day. I did get a lot of compliments on my bow, so that was a success. And even like the group project I think I talked about, and it's just turning out to be a lot harder than I expected. I think like group projects in general are a lot to juggle because I don't know, it's just hard to align ideas with a group. We all have very different like creative visions for this brand, so to put it all together and like have to choose is a little bit difficult. I also feel like the way this whole project was planned was not the best, so I don't know, I'm a little bit stressed out about that. I wonder if I've been getting like chronic headaches because of stressing out about school, which stresses me even more. Oh, I even did a COVID test because my sister thought it was COVID, but I was negative. But even just like thinking, oh, I might not be able to go to school for the rest of the week if I'm like actually sick with COVID, or if, you know, this keeps happening, stressed me out so much because I have a lot of things to give back this week. Like we have projects every single week. I'm glad I'm not like actually sick with COVID or something, but I really do hope I won't get a headache today because they are so terrible. Like it's not just like a headache where your head hurts, it's like this whole part of the back of my head, like my skull, feels like something's like bumping into it constantly, and like I feel very sensitive to noise and like sounds and light and stuff, so I don't know, it was just really hard. Yesterday was just like a really difficult day. But anyways, I've been watching the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like I'm starting from season 1 because I haven't watched any of the Housewives, and I always see like little clips on TikTok and I feel like it's a really funny reality show. And I watched Vanderpump Rules and I loved it. I watched it from season 1 until like Scandival, and it was amazing. So I was like, oh, this has to be somewhat similar, and it is. It's really fun. It feels like the early seasons of the Kardashians, so I don't know, I really love like old reality TV. It just like hits in a way that doesn't nowadays. Okay, I look a little crazy right now, but it's 6:49. I need to leave for school in like 15-ish minutes, and I really want to do braids. My presentation was yesterday. It went well. I said everything I had to say, and my teacher was pretty happy with me. Like she only gave compliments to my work, which is always a good sign, but then she always grades like really aggressively, so you never really know if your work is actually good or it's just like good enough for like an 8 out of 20, you know? So I don't really know. I don't really know what to expect, but I do feel like I was a lot more invested in this project than in past projects, and I feel like you can see it, so hopefully I get a little bit rewarded for that. I'm watching The Real Housewives.
With your hand there like that, then trying to play the part. No, that's not who you are, Camille. That's who you're pretending to be. Or she didn't say she brought up all of these things that I didn't want to hear. On a television show is based on my life. So you can just like.
Okay, I finished doing my little braids. I'm about to leave. I recently bought a Kindle for many reasons, actually. And this is kind of like a shocking thing for me and like the people that know me, because I used to be like so vocally against Kindles, but I've switched sides, I will admit. The reason why I wanted to buy a Kindle was to help me get off my phone, because at night I used to do this really bad thing where I would just like scroll for hours on TikTok, but obviously that's like so bad for your brain and just for your sleep and everything. Like it's just not a good habit. Just being on your phone in general is not a good habit. So I was like, the only way I can get rid of this habit is if I replace it with something better. So obviously another way to like entertain myself before going to bed is reading. The thing that's so annoying about reading in bed is that a book is like so heavy and like annoying to hold when you're in bed. Like when you're sitting down, a book is fine, but in bed when you're like laying down, like you don't want to hold it like this, and like you can't like flip it one way and then you can't read it on both sides and you have to switch over. It's just like a whole hassle, and I would get so frustrated trying to read in bed because I just could never find a comfortable position to do it. Why don't I just like buy a Kindle that's like so tiny and small, kind of like the phone that I've been holding? I can lay on my back, I can lay on my side, like I can do whatever the fuck I want, and this will always just be perfect. So I bought a Kindle and I did the whole thing, the setup. I downloaded my first book. I sat in bed to read it and I was like, oh Oh my god, this is so good. Like, it's just so calming and relaxing, and I felt like I was reading so much faster. So I've been doing most of my reading in my bed, but I started to take it out as well. And this literally, look at that, Space Saver in my bag feels like nothing. So this has honestly changed my life for the better, and I couldn't recommend it enough. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about the books that I've been reading later, because I just went on this like huge ramble about just owning a Kindle, so maybe maybe that's enough for now. Anyways, I'm gonna shower. I'll see you when I'm a little bit less manic. It's Sunday now. I spent the whole Saturday working. I was finishing one of my projects, which I have to do a vinyl cover for a Lana Del Rey album. Well, I chose Lana Del Rey. You can choose whichever artist you want, but you have to do it in a like psychedelic style, psychedelic punk and jazz. So the first one that I'm doing is psychedelic, and this is what I ended up with. So this is the front cover of the album, and then this is the back cover. So I did a little collage and then used a couple of like fun filters to change the style. I feel like it looks good. Like, I like the background of it, but I'm not sure about this typeface. I did this by hand, but I'm not sure if it looks really good. Or I feel like the black is like too black. Like, it just comes out a little bit too contrasty. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't feel like I'm done yet. I have to hand this in like next week. This doesn't fall, but look how cozy we are. This is so fun. Okay, I was gonna talk about the books that I've been reading on my Kindle. As of today, I've read 5 books on my Kindle, which is so much. I think I only bought this like last month or something, so the fact that I've read so much, it really just makes me really happy that I bought this. So the first book that I read was Julia Fox's memoir called Down the Drain. This book was really interesting because, you know, I obviously like follow Julia Fox online, and I was very curious to know about her life before the whole Kanye West drama, and she's had a crazy freaking life. I mean, the things she talks about in this book are so intense, and basically she grew up in New York, and she was always hanging out around like, I don't know, a bad crowd, so they would do really crazy shit, and they were doing things at a very young age like drugs, alcohol, and sex and stuff that, you know, most kids wouldn't do at that age or wouldn't even go to that extent. So it's really intense but really interesting, and I feel like she has a very easy voice to understand, and she still talks about like really important topics throughout the book, not just like her life, but like what it means to be a woman and a feminist, and, you know, male culture and all that. And the last chapter really beautifully closes the book, and I do feel like she has a talent for writing, so it's like, it was interesting to read. The next book that I've been wanting to read for a really long time because it's just been so fucking famous is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It was a good book, but the plot twist that kind of, you know, makes you realize what this whole book is about is not as like shocking as you would expect. I feel like when I was reading Daisy Jones and the Six, which is by the same author, like the plot twist that was towards like the middle end of the book was so insane. It was just like, you know, didn't really hit that much for me. But yeah, it's well written. Like, I feel like if you're not into reading, you're just starting out, Taylor Jenkins Reid is like the perfect author for that, because her books are like so easy to get into, and like the plots are so interesting and fun, and I still enjoyed it. So, but I definitely would say that Daisy Jones and Six is like a whole different status for me. Like, it's just so above that. Then I read Lucy by the Sea by Elizabeth Strout. So this is actually a book from a series, and she basically writes from this character's point of view in multiple books, and I didn't know this, and this is actually like the 3rd book in the series. I think maybe that's why it was a little confusing in the beginning to get into it, because we don't really have that much backstory on the character, and she's kind of like a quirky middle-aged woman, and this book is actually set during COVID. So like COVID strikes, and she has to like go away with her ex-husband to a house just to stay away from the city. She was living in New York City, and just like a lot of things things happen and she realizes a lot of things about her family and her dynamic with her ex-husband and everything. I feel like the writing style was just not really a style I was used to. Like, it felt like you were reading exactly what she was thinking in her mind, but like every human being, we have like 100 thoughts per day, so a lot of the times it felt like you were reading something that you didn't really need to know, like it didn't serve the plot in any way. So it was like a creative way of writing, but it wasn't like super interesting for me. I still did grow a little attached to her character and like the story of her and her ex-husband. I feel like it did make me curious about the other books in the series, but I didn't like right away buy the second or like the first book of the series, you know. I was just like, okay, this is good. I could keep reading something like this in the future. And then I read Britney Spears' memoir called The Woman in Me. This book, I mean, I don't want to say it was disappointing because it's not. Like, it's super interesting as well to know her story and everything that went through before the conservatorship and during the conservatorship and afterwards, but you kind of can tell that this is like a celebrity memoir. That's to say, I still didn't get bored. Like, I feel like her life is super interesting, especially in retrospect, and the way the media and everything treated her was just horrible. I feel like if you're very curious about her and like, you know, have grown up loving her and everything, you'll feel super connected to this book and like everything she's saying. And then last but definitely not least, I read My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. This is an Italian author, so this is a translated book, and I had a really hard time getting into this. Again, I felt like the writing style was like so different, but maybe it's just because it's like a translated version, so sometimes like the way you would write in a certain language like doesn't translate directly to another language. It's about this girl who lives in like a really small town in Italy, and she's obsessed with her best friend and she wants to be like her, and it's kind of like this obsessive friendship relationship. So basically you learn so much more about best friend's life through the narrator's like point of view, more than you would know about the narrator's actual life. So it's really interesting. Yeah, I had a hard time in the beginning and I was like, you know what, I'm just not connecting to this book. It's also a lot longer than all the other books I've read. And then I got like really attached to the characters because like so many things go on, and it really transports you into like this tiny Italian town in the 1950s. It's kind of like Romeo and Juliet, where there are like different families that are against other families, and then there's like people that are involved in like drug dealing and like money laundering and everything. Like, it's just so much happens and you get so attached to all of these people in this particular town that you just really want to know what's going on. And so when I finished this, I was like, no, I absolutely need to know what's gonna come next, and this is actually a series. So I bought the next book like right away, and I think I might like just finish the series this month and just have so much fun discovering what the rest of the story is. But yeah, I really loved it and I really do recommend it. I feel like this is like the best book that I've read so far on Kindle. But yeah, that's everything for this little vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you very soon for a Christmas and birthday special. So see you soon.